Every missile fired at this jet made it fly faster, and that is not a metaphor. That is literally how the pilots were trained to respond. This is the full story of the most extraordinary aircraft ever built, where it came from. It is 1957. The Cold War is at its peak. America needs to spy on the Soviet Union. Satellites do not exist yet. Regular aircraft get shot down. The U-2 spy plane incident proved that in 1960, when Francis Gary Powers was captured after being hit by a Soviet missile, the CIA went to Lockheed's Skunk Works division with one requirement: build something that cannot be caught, cannot be shot down, cannot be stopped by anything. Kelly Johnson and his team delivered the SR-71 Blackbird, and they did it in secret. So secret that for years, the American government officially denied it existed, what made it impossible to stop. Mach 3.3, 3 times the speed of sound, 3,540 kilometers per hour. At that speed, you fly from London to New York in under 2 hours. But the speed created a problem nobody had solved before: friction. At Mach 3.3, the air friction heats the entire airframe to over 300 degrees Celsius. Aluminum melts at those temperatures, so Lockheed built the SR-71 from titanium, 93% titanium. At the time, the Soviet Union was the world's largest titanium supplier, so the CIA secretly purchased Soviet titanium through shell companies to build an aircraft designed to spy on the Soviet Union. The fuselage panels were deliberately manufactured with gaps between them. On the ground, the aircraft leaked fuel constantly because at operating temperature, the entire airframe expanded by several centimeters and the panels sealed themselves. Every SR-71 left a trail of fuel on every runway it ever sat on. The engines were unlike anything before or since. At low speeds, they functioned as normal jet engines. Above Mach 2.2, they transitioned into a hybrid ramjet configuration. The faster it flew, the more efficient they became. Maximum thrust was achieved at maximum speed. The aircraft was literally most powerful when it needed to escape. The missions. The SR-71 flew over North Vietnam, over North Korea, over the Middle East, over Soviet territory. At 26,000 meters altitude, the edge of space. From up there, the pilots could see the curvature of the Earth with the naked eye. Its cameras photographed 260 square kilometers of territory every single minute of flight. One mission could photograph the entire country of North Korea in minutes. Soviet air defense systems tracked it constantly, fired missiles constantly over the entire operational life of the SR-71. More than 4,000 missiles were fired at it. Every single one missed. The procedure when a missile launch was detected was simple. The pilot pushed the throttle forward. The SR-71 accelerated. The missile, already traveling at incredible speed, fell behind, because no missile ever built could maintain Mach 3.3 for long enough to catch an aircraft already at Mach 3.3 and accelerating. The end. The SR-71 was retired in 1998. Not because something better replaced it, but because satellites had finally become good enough to do the same job from orbit without risking pilots. The Air Force briefly brought it back in the mid-1990s when satellite coverage proved insufficient during certain conflicts, then retired it again. No aircraft built since 1998 has beaten its speed record. Not one. In over 25 years of aviation development, nothing has come close. The total number of SR-71s lost in operational service: 0. Not one was ever shot down. 3 were lost in accidents, none to enemy fire. In 24 years, over the most heavily defended airspace on Earth, 0 losses. Every missile fired at this jet made it fly faster, and not one of them ever got close enough to matter.